Okay, so imagine this. You're just like you're scrolling through YouTube, right? Maybe watching a music video or catching up on some news. And then, bam!
Yeah.
You can just jump right into a game.
Right there.
No downloads, no nothing.
Crazy.
That is what YouTube Playables is all about.
It's wild.
And that is what we're diving into today, this game called Tower Crash 3D.
It's really interesting how they're doing this, like seamlessly integrating these games right on the platform. We've got a couple of sources here. One's an announcement that Tower Crash 3D is actually hitting YouTube.
Right.
The other one breaks down like how the gameplay works.
Okay.
So what we're going to try and figure out today is, like what makes this game so popular?
Yeah.
And is it worth your time? Is it worth it?
To check it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the game itself is like deceptively simple. You're launching these colored balls at a tower of blocks, catch the colors, boom, they disappear.
Very satisfying.
It's just like destruction.
I feel like there's got to be more to it than just like mindless destruction.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
Like the sources point out you only get a certain number of balls per level.
Oh.
So every shot like really has to count, and it gets harder as you go.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, how does it actually get harder?
Right.
Because they mentioned that it does. But like how?
Yeah, they don't really get into the specifics.
Do the towers get like more complex shapes?
That's a good question.
Or like, are there trickier color combinations?
Yeah, maybe like moving targets even.
Oh.
That'd be cool.
Right.
I'm thinking it's probably like the towers get more intricate as you progress.
Sure.
Like, you start with a simple stack, and then all of a sudden you've got overhangs and gaps.
Oh, I like that.
And maybe even like rotating sections.
Yeah.
Then you'd really have to plan out your shots.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking about adding these layers to the game.
Yeah.
And you got the classic like coin system.
Right.
And boosters.
Those little power-ups give you a little edge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the sources talk about two specifically.
Okay.
The Cannonball
Ooh.
and the Color Bomb.
Okay, I like those names.
The Cannonball is exactly what it sounds like
Yeah.
wipes out a whole section of the tower.
Nice.
The Color Bomb, though,
Yeah.
it clears any color block.
Oh, wow.
So that's like a lot of versatility.
So you really got to think about when to use them.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's part of the strategy now.
Like, do you save them for the harder levels?
Right.
Or do you just use them right away to get a good start?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big decision.
Interesting.
Like a simple mechanic like that
Yeah.
adds a whole new layer of strategy.
Totally.
You got to think long term.
Right.
How's the tower structured?
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth using it now or saving it?
Yeah.
Big questions.
For sure.
Yeah. And you know what that brings up? Like both these sources talk about how Tower Crash 3D,
Yeah.
it appeals to like everybody.
Right.
All ages, all skill levels.
So like, I get how it's easy to learn. I mean, you're just like
Yeah.
aiming and launching.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty simple.
Right.
But what makes it
Yeah.
like challenging enough to keep you coming back for more?
Right. Like for those hardcore gamers.
Exactly.
It's all about those layers, those strategic layers we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Limited balls,
Right.
when to use your boosters, and those towers getting more and more complex. Like that creates a depth
Oh, okay.
that you don't see at first, but it's there.
I see that.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's almost like,
at first glance, it's just like this fun,
right.
kind of therapeutic,
Yeah.
like you just blow stuff up.
Uh-huh.
But then
Underneath,
there's more to it.
it's got like the strategic core.
Yeah, and then you get hooked. It's kind of cool how YouTube,
Yeah.
like the platform itself, plays into all of this.
Both the sources kind of gloss over this part.
Yeah.
But think about it.
Yeah.
Like YouTube's got this huge audience
Massive.
that don't necessarily
Right.
go to other gaming platforms.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of people who love casual games,
Uh-huh.
but they don't consider themselves gamers.
Right. Yeah.
Like they might not have a console,
They're not buying the latest and greatest.
but they're on YouTube all the time.
Exactly. So to have these games
Yeah.
that you can just play instantly.
Right there on the platform?
Yeah. It's huge. Takes away all the barriers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you saying that YouTube could be like a major
I think so.
player in gaming?
I think they could.
Not by competing with like the hardcore stuff,
Right.
but by going after
By tapping
a
into.
casual market.
Interesting.
Yeah. And what's even crazier.
Yeah. Is that YouTube's not just a place to watch videos, it's social.
Oh, yeah.
People share videos.
Right.
They comment. They make playlists.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that in a game.
Whoa.
Like you're playing Tower Crash 3D.
Yeah.
You challenge your friends.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Right.
Like beat my high score. Or you're leaving tips in the comments.
Just sharing strategy.
That's cool. Yeah.
It creates a whole new community.
Exactly.
Around casual gaming.
Totally.
Wow.
And for the developers?
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about app stores.
Right.
They just put their game on YouTube.
That's a great point.
Reach way more people.
So we've been talking about the platform and all this potential.
Yeah.
But let's not forget about Tower Crash 3D.
Right.
Like the game itself.
The game itself.
Both sources talk about how
Yeah.
well designed it is.
It looks great.
Especially
The
visually.
visuals are important. Like the
Wow.
colors pop.
The animations are smooth. And like when the tower falls apart,
Yeah.
so satisfying. Like it's just as fun to watch as it is to play.
Especially on YouTube,
Right.
where people are used to watching.
Exactly.
So that's smart.
Yeah.
Okay, so the visuals are awesome. They pull you in.
Yeah.
And then the gameplay
Keeps you hooked.
keeps you hooked.
Yeah.
I'm curious, though. What about the sound?
Ooh, good question.
Did they mention the sound design?
You know,
Because that could make or break it.
that's true.
Right.
Like, is it satisfying
Yeah.
or is it annoying?
Is it crunchy? Is it like...
Unfortunately, neither source really talks about it,
Oh, bummer.
which is a shame.
Yeah.
Because you're right, sound is important.
Right.
But I'm guessing,
Yeah.
given how polished everything else is,
Mm-hmm.
they probably put some thought into it.
Okay.
Maybe they have different sounds for the different blocks.
I like that.
Or maybe like the music gets more intense as you get closer to the end.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like a dynamic soundtrack.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, as you line up the shot, and then the music builds, and then boom,
Right.
the whole thing falls down.
So immersive.
Right. It's funny, we've been talking about this game. Like, it's for people who don't usually play games.
Right.
But I think even for me,
Yeah.
someone who likes those big, complicated games, I think I'd still like this.
I think so too.
It's like a little break,
Yeah.
you know,
That was so quick.
like a palate cleanser for
Yeah.
those huge RPGs and stuff.
Exactly.
You just need something.
You know, some play
Quick and easy.
You don't want to commit
Right.
to like 100 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of blowing things up,
Right.
let's go back to that question you had
About.
about YouTube becoming like a gaming hub. Both sources mention it,
Yeah, do.
but they don't talk about the challenges.
That's true.
Right.
What are the hurdles?
Yeah, like if YouTube really wants to be a gaming platform, they've got some stuff to figure out.
Right.
What do you think?
Well, for one,
Yeah.
they need to build a community.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
Like right now, it's all about videos.
Right.
So how do they make gamers
Yeah.
feel at home on YouTube?
That's a great question.
It's not just about having the games.
Right.
It's about
It's the whole experience.
like a sense of belonging.
Okay, so they need leaderboards,
Yeah.
tournaments.
Maybe like ways to interact with streamers
Ooh, that'd be cool.
while they're playing live.
Right, like a whole ecosystem.
Exactly.
Not just a bunch of games.
And then
Yeah.
how do people find the games they want?
Ooh, yeah, discoverability.
Like YouTube's algorithm. It's
Yeah.
great for videos,
Right.
but what about games?
Okay, so they need a good way to categorize them.
Highlight new releases?
Maybe even personalized recommendations
Oh, I like that.
based on what you like to play.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then there's the money question.
Yes.
Monetization.
The big one.
Right.
How do the developers make money?
Yeah. And how does YouTube make money?
Exactly.
Do they put ads in the games?
Ooh.
In-app purchases?
And maybe a subscription model.
Okay. So many options.
It's tricky.
Don't want too many ads.
Right.
Because then people get annoyed.
Yeah, you got to find that balance.
But then the developers need to get paid.
Exactly.
It's a tough one.
It is.
But you know what? Even with all these challenges, this whole thing is really exciting.
I think so too.
It feels like
We're on the edge of something big.
yeah, like a new era for casual gaming.
Right.
And Tower Crash 3D,
Yeah.
it's just the beginning.
The tip of the iceberg.
Oh, yeah.
Like, remember when mobile gaming took off?
Oh, yeah.
It changed everything.
Totally.
And now imagine.
You're watching a video, and then you just jump right into a game,
Whoa,
all on the same platform.
that's crazy.
It's pretty wild.
So it all comes back to that question.
What makes Tower Crash 3D so popular?
Right.
It's not just the game itself.
It's what it represents.
Yeah, like a whole new future.
For gaming.
Where it's easier to play.
More accessible.
And more connected.
To everything else we do online.
Well said.
I think we've given our listeners
a
lot to think about.
We started with
just launching some balls at a tower.
Right.
And now we're talking about the future of gaming.
That's the beauty of a deep dive.
Exactly.
You never know where you'll end up.
So if you haven't already, check out Tower Crash 3D.
Give it a try.
See what you think.
You'll let us know.
Yeah. Tell us your thoughts on the future of gaming.
On YouTube.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
See you next time.
you